Man, as the days wind down, I'm getting more and more hyped for the release in the West. Do you all feel it in your loins? Cause I'm tingling like 1,000 spidey senses. Here are just some basic things I'm going to be doing on release, and perhaps newer players can find it useful. Usually I'd go no life hardcore, min-max, sweaty palm, bankai mode on new release, but because I've started over multiple times on all the previous servers of Lost Ark, I'm going to take it easy and take a more moderate, balanced approach. Keep in mind this is just my approach, and hopefully you can learn something from it while keeping your own approach as well. There is no rush, but there is some efficiency and long-term planning that can definitely make it less painful later on. First off, I'll be leveling a Zerker because it's just easier and faster to level to 50. I'll be skipping all the side quests as per usual and doing only the main story quest up to Vern, where I'll be 50 and immediately do my dailies, unlocking Chaos Dungeons for my 302 gear and Guardian raids, either Urinal or Lumerous. If I don't get all pieces of my gear to drop in the first 2 runs of Chaos Dungeon, I'll curl up into a ball and suck my thumb for an hour. Anyways, regardless of where Lady Luck decides to slap me, I'll do a knowledge transfer to my Gunlancer after. Right after Chaos Dungeon and Guardian Raid, I'll look on the Procyon Compass, which is an icon located under your minimap, and look to see if there are any events that day that can be done. Each day a field boss, ghost ship, chaos gate, or adventure island appear. Most notably, adventure islands appear every day randomly rotating between islands and give some very nice rewards. It's recommended to do them daily because the rewards they give are very good, especially for the beginning of the game when we are resource starved. Some islands reward 600 gold, which is the perfect island for a juicy knowledge transfer fund. From here on, still on the first day, I'll be doing my 3 Una dailies, as well as beginning to unlock skill points. Most notably, I'll be starting the grind for Giant Hearts, as they are a major source of skill points and take the longest time to get. Remember, as many wise long-time Lost Ark players have said, this game is not a race, but rather a marathon. It's good to think long term as it rewards you with less headache later down the line. For Unas, I'll be doing what gives me upgrade mats first, namely Harmony Stones. Press Alt J to bring up the Una quest tab and scroll through to see which ones give Harmony Stones. Keep in mind you must complete certain quests and islands to unlock the Una quest for that particular region. Completing Unas also gives you a growing reputation with that person or faction. Reputation reward wise, I'll go for stat potions, then virtue stat potions. The benefit of getting virtue stat potions is that later on, rapport with NPCs will be blocked through virtue stat gates, meaning that if you don't have a certain amount of charm, for example, you can't progress your rapport with that NPC. It's another long-term progression mechanic that's good to start early on because getting these take time, and some NPCs that are stat gated give important rewards. For example, my main girlfriend in the game, Sasha, gives a giant heart which rewards skill points upon collecting a number of, and to get it, you need to be trusted with her. This requires 310 wisdom, courage, charisma, and kindness. Luckily, we have sources like papunica.com, which I always recommend to my followers, that show where to get all of these virtue stat potions. If time provides, I'll do Infinite Chaos to farm the mats to exchange at the Chaos Vendor for my engraving books for Gunlancer first, as he will most likely become my main. After this, we go islands. Now, while it may be possible to get 20 island tokens in one day, I don't plan to do so. I'll probably do this over the course of a week while fulfilling main story content progression from Shushire to Rohendel and all the way on to T3. While there are islands that give materials, it's a one-off, and in my opinion, the time is better invested in alts for a daily influx of extra mats. But if you really are in a rush and want as many mats as possible in the first week, these islands are worth visiting as they do coincide with the collecting island tokens as well. For the weekly grind, I'll do my Abyss Dungeons and Expert Abyss Dungeons. Apart from being fun, you can dismantle the drops you get from Abyss Dungeons to get Harmony Stones and other upgrade materials. This is also a good way to start farming cards early. In this week, I'll do other content like towers for the skill points and the godforsaken collection of cards, buying them from secret merchants that spawn randomly, which is the mighty long game that'll take weeks to get if not months. The card set I'm going for is the 7% crit set as well as the holy damage set, which gives the most DPS in the endgame. Some people say that cards are the true endgame of Lost Ark because they take so long to collect and it's highly RNG based. But the more alts you have in farming Abyss Dungeons later, the higher your chances are of getting these cards, so it's good to keep that in mind. That about wraps it up, and I've emphasized the long-term rewards that make my DPS higher in the long run because the only gate to them is actual time. It sucks to be fairly deep into the game to realize you have to grind something that'll take weeks or months. It's best to start now and be ready when the Legion raids drop in T3. With this, I wish you guys the best of luck on the launch. Later.